Hello everyone and welcome to Kingpin's Fall Winter 19 Trend Direction. My name's Amy Leviton and I'm afraid I couldn't be here today in person, so we have put together this little animated video for you. I hope you enjoy. For Fall Winter 19, we have four major stories. We've got Millennium Blues, which is our high fashion story. It's celebrating 90s and noughties style. We have Offbeat Rodeo, which is looking at Western wear but with a quirky twist, and it's the more opulent fashion story. Lost Youth is a lot more subversive and younger. It's exploring 90s rave and an obsession with subcultures. Altitude is an outdoorsy story. It's post-Gorpcore and it's very streetwear driven. So Millennium Blues it's moving on from last season's return to noughties fashion, and we're really exploring a little of 90s. It's still in there, but that's sort of starting to trend out and we're moving into the noughties, and we're exploring this recent retro decade that's impacting fashion and youth culture. So it's this clean utility style of the year 2000. Influences are spanning from both pre and post years of the turn of the century. So think Posh & Becks circa 2002, vintage Calvin Klein adverts, the original UK garage scene, and archival magazines such as The Face and ID. There are a lot of raw denim looks involved in this story, but also some coloured denim and some snow wash and bleach washes also emerging. And as far as silhouette is concerned, think about deconstructed silhouettes and asymmetric cuts and never-ending hems. So as far as colour is concerned, this is a very blue indigo story. It's quite clean. We have some deep indigos and then they combine with bright mid-cast hues. There's also a slight return to green cast denim, so that's creeping in, and that's going to creep into this story and another story that I'll talk about later on. And then there's some wintry washed out indigos, and of course black and white complete the palette. So, I'm starting with a few more pieces of research and reference to get you excited for the season. A couple of examples on this page. We have, of course, Madonna, her Ray of Light years. She's definitely worth looking into. And The Good Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Looking back at all those old episodes, they're absolutely hilarious and really good for styling reference. A couple of other examples are the brand 80s, that's spelled EYTYS. They are a Swedish brand. They're actually a footwear company that have launched their own unisex denim brand. And they put together this unisex campaign a couple of months ago that's really, really cool and very much sort of inspired by these sort of very opulent denim adverts from back in the day. Other examples, we have Misbehave. They're a perfect brand to look at for research and reference, and a bang on for this sort of naughty styling. We have a few more pieces of research and reference that are worth looking into. One which is really fun, Kenzo have actually done a collaboration with Britney Spears lately. And the fact that it's Britney Spears already, I think that's a great reference. It shows that people are looking at sort of late 90s and noughties, and it has a touch of irony about it. But also the actual styling, the actual garments are very kind of 90s and noughties as well. Another brand to look out for are Otterlinger. They are a new brand from Berlin, and they sort of play with twisted seam silhouettes and reworked denim details. And then another one that's great, they're called Jean Atelier, and they're a new venture by the duo that started Citizens of Humanity. They say, when we started this process, we were looking at images of Britney Spears in the 90s and Dior pieces from Galliano's early years at the house, which is absolutely perfect for this story. So as far as styling is concerned, Millennium Blues is inspired by this minimalist take on future dressing. So think tailored denim, feminine shapes and concept cuts, and referencing iconic brands from this decade, G-Star, Diesel and Replay, as well as the now defunct but much loved line Levi's Red is really perfect for in here. Androgyny is also really important. 1994 was the year Calvin Klein launched CK1. I'm sure you remember. It was this concept that paved the way to our now gender-neutral society. So the early to mid-90s is still really relevant here as well. And that casual wear aesthetic where gender lines are blurred is really, really important. And denim on denim looks really, really perfect for this story because it's such an indigo story. So M1992 are another brand that are worth looking at. They are really buzzing right now. And I love the idea of denim belts on jeans as well. Mid-cast and baby blues here. Very, very clean and minimal looks. And I've called this slide The Simple Life. I love the idea of simplicity, but with this sort of 90s and noughties attitude. So really clean lines and really, really simple garments.